classic example, which you see too often in Washington, where a group of politicians get together and sort of throw the professionals under the bus. We've seen it happen before. I can remember Iran-Contra. What happened here was that we asked the agency to go take steps and put in place programs that were designed to catch the bastards who killed 3,000 of us on 9/11 and to make sure it didn't happen again. And that's exactly what they did, and they deserve a lot of credit, not the kind of condemnation that they're receiving from the Senate Democrats. I think he knew certainly the techniques, that we did discuss the techniques. There's nothing, there was no effort on our part to keep him from that. He was, just as with the terror surveillance program. On the terror surveillance program, he had to personally sign off on that every 30 to 45 days. So the notion that the committee's trying to peddle it, somehow the agency was operating on a rogue basis and we weren't being told, or the president wasn't being told, it was just a flat-out lie. This is it, or this is it, or this is it, or partly what really bugs me as I watch all this process unfold is the men and women of the CIA did exactly what we wanted to have them do in terms of taking on this program. We said, we've got to go use enhanced techniques that we're going to find out. And we've got Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who's the mastermind of 9/11, who has killed 3,000 Americans, taken down the World Trade Center, hit the Pentagon, would have taken out the White House or the Capitol building, if, in fact, they hadn't been for the passengers on United 93. Do you agree with Lonnie? Do you agree with Lonnie? Do you agree with Lonnie? We've got Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who's the mastermind of 9/11, who has killed 3,000 Americans, taken down the World Trade Center, hit the Pentagon, would have taken out the White House or the Capitol building, if, in fact, they hadn't been for the passengers on United 93. He is in our possession. We know he's the architect. And what are we supposed to do? Kiss him on both cheeks and say, please, please, tell us what you know? Of course not. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know all the allegations that are out there. Torture was something we very carefully avoided. One of the reasons we went to the Justice Department on the program was because we wanted them to tell us where's the line legally between what's acceptable and what isn't, and they did. That's what came forth in the legal opinion that we got before proceeding with the program, Brett. This is in terms of there being some problems in the program. There may well have been, but I don't think they represented, that the Senate report represents the truth of what actually happened. Well, if we started the drone program, and I think under certain circumstances, depending on the target and so forth, it's the right thing to do. The thing that's worrisome is they are not capturing anybody. They don't have an interrogation program. If they got Zawahiri tomorrow, the current head of Al Qaeda, what would they do with him? I'm perfectly happy to see him dead, but he's a very valuable source of information and intelligence. I think we need first-class intelligence programs. I think that's what we had with respect to the enhanced interrogation program. The
information value that may be found in those encrypted communications, I thought it intriguing, and I thought specifically that the applications in counseling and therapy would be dramatic. And I focused in that area, again, for the last 15 years or so, doing grassroots work, providing therapy and counseling services in a short-term intervention that is non-invasive and only relies on the speech signal to discern unconscious sleep-talking-like communications.